Hello everyone, this is AndresRestart, and this time we are talking about Mario and Luigi Brothership and how this game is the best possible scenario fans could have hoped for. And I'm saying this as a bit of an outsider looking in. While I am a big fan of the Mario RPG games, I've played through Super Mario RPG and several Paper Mario games, I've never actually gotten to enjoy from beginning to end the Mario and Luigi series. Why is this exactly? Well, I have owned both Nintendo handhelds and home consoles throughout my childhood, but I think when it came to the different handheld games, I was a bit more selective, and so the Mario and Luigi games never made the cut back then. But with Brothership, I believe it's definitely going to make the cut this time around for a variety of reasons, and everything that I'm seeing about this game I think bodes extremely well for the future of the series, and I think fans should be very excited. So that's what we'll be getting more into today. But before going forward, let me ask that if you do enjoy my content, to please subscribe and hit that notification bell. So while I may not have history with the Mario and Luigi series, I can at least say that the series has gone through a fair bit of tragedy. In 2019, AlphaDream, the developers for Mario and Luigi, went bankrupt. And so at this point, fans were very concerned if they would ever see the return to the Mario and Luigi series. And throughout the entire Switch era, we never got to enjoy a single Mario and Luigi game on the console, until now with Brothership. And I think it's a very unfortunate circumstance, because if AlphaDream had the opportunity to make at least one more game, and if had it been a Switch game, they could have found a great deal of success, because so many different franchises have found new historic highs on the Nintendo Switch. And going back to what I was speaking on earlier in my introduction, how me, as a Nintendo fan, didn't give Mario and Luigi a try because I was more selective with Nintendo handhelds, it being a series on the Nintendo Switch where those lines have been blurred between handheld and home console gaming, I would have likely given it a try, as I assume many others would have as well, and the potential sales for what AlphaDream could have produced would have been so great that they might have been able to keep going. So I do think it's an unfortunate circumstance. But at least it looks like some things were salvaged. Because over this last year, we've seen Nintendo make a considered effort with the Mario RPG series overall. We saw the remake of Super Mario RPG this holiday with incredible sales, and then another remake of Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, also with a really strong start to its sales. And what I think makes this situation even more remarkable is that both Super Mario RPG and Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door were the two most requested Mario RPG games to be remade. And you might ask, why were these particular games in the series more requested than others? Well, I'm saying that based off my perspective that I feel many will agree that there's at least been a very vocal fan base that have been talking more so about these games than others. And a lot of it has to do with how the Mario RPG series has changed over time. Many fans have not enjoyed the direction the Paper Mario series has taken. After Thousand-Year Door, the series took a turn, steering away from some of the more traditional RPG mechanics and less originality with the characters, something that we saw both Super Mario RPG and Thousand-Year Door did really well. So the fact that Nintendo has gone back and remade both of these, and both these games are selling extremely well, showing a sales trajectory that's much better than any other prior Mario RPG game, that says a lot. But where fans started to grow even more optimism was when Nintendo put out this survey asking about Mario RPG, the Paper Mario series, and Mario and Luigi. And the fact that Mario and Luigi was also included in this survey, it suggested that perhaps Nintendo was thinking about a way to return to this other form of Mario RPG. And then just a few short months later, it was confirmed, Mario and Luigi Brothership, coming out this holiday. And in my opinion, this is a very shocking announcement. Not because Nintendo did decide to make another Mario and Luigi game, but because of how soon it's coming out after Thousand-Year Door Remake and Mario RPG. They're all coming out within a year span of each other. Nintendo has been going all in on the Mario RPG love. But this is where things get even better. Several members of the AlphaDream team are now working with Nintendo. So while AlphaDream is gone, A lot of those members are now directly with Nintendo. And according to VGC, the development manager Hiroyuki Kobuta is now working at Monolithsoft, one of Nintendo's bigger studios. And the Mario and Luigi director and producer Yoshihiko Makawa actually recently was supervising Super Mario RPG, which, by the way, if you didn't know, he was also part of the direction team of the original Super Mario RPG. And while we don't know exactly who's working on Mario and Luigi Brothership, we at least know that several AlphaDream members are working with Nintendo here, and from what we've seen of the trailer, this is looking like Mario and Luigi. And I gotta say, I am very impressed with the art style. It looks like a 2D game, but a 3D game at the same time. Visually, it's very pleasing, but it also looks fairly ambitious as well. So I definitely have the impression that they are raising the ante here compared to prior Mario and Luigi games. But us getting a new Mario and Luigi game that also seems to maybe have some AlphaDream members working on it, I think adds more promise to the future of the overall Mario RPG series. Going back to this interview conducted by Jose Otero of IGN in August 2013 with the AlphaDream team, there were some very interesting things said. The first time anyone encountered an action command battle system like that was in Super Mario RPG, which I was in fact involved with. That was very much inspired by a children's toy that was available in Japan at the time. It was like a large laptop with these buttons that would play music. You had to press the buttons with good timing to the music. It was that idea, having gameplay built around timing button presses, that inspired me to hybridize these two genres of game, to get a little bit of action and RPG into the same game, Makawa told IGN. He also said, having Mario just be turn-based was something that didn't feel Mario to us at the time. When we were experimenting with it, once we included these action commands, we did feel like we were bringing the more traditional Mario action gameplay feel, but melding that with an RPG. Then, once we moved on to the Mario and Luigi series, I think there was another interesting evolution. That was that you could then start to dodge enemy attacks entirely, which you couldn't do before. You could only reduce damage if you had good timing on a button press. From the second and third installments of the game forward, and this is something that we went back and forth on a lot with the battle planner at the time, we decided that it wouldn't just be the buttons, you should also be able to use the direction pad and the circle pad. Now you can even use the gyro sensor for this function as well. I think that's the evolution that's brought us to the state it's in today. So reading through this, it's at least helping me to better understand the gameplay differences between Mario and Luigi and other RPG games, including other Mario RPG games. And this style of gameplay is a big part of what a lot of Mario RPG fans have been missing over the years. But it's beyond just the RPG mechanics, but the originality and uniqueness of the different characters in these different games. Which is why I think also this excerpt from the interview is quite interesting. Akira Otani said, "Honestly, I think making new games is always a bit more appealing from my perspective. It's okay to reuse some settings, like the Bean Bean Kingdom, but we definitely want to introduce new characters and new gameplay ideas whenever possible." And so I think looking back at this interview, it shows what AlphaDream was trying to bring to the table with the Mario RPG games. And the fact that some AlphaDream members have been retained, including the director of the Mario and Luigi series, I think it's very promising for what we'll see in Brothership, a continuation of that philosophy. From what I see of the Mario and Luigi series, it appears to be providing the elements that fans have been missing from the other Mario RPG games for some time. So with the return of Mario and Luigi, perhaps in the best way possible, and also the success of Thousand Year Door Remake and Super Mario RPG, I believe that the direction Mario RPG fans have been wanting Nintendo to take is very clearly happening right now, and I think that's wonderful. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. This is AndresRestart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.